So welcome everyone. I hope you're doing well today. My name is Gillian, for those I haven't connected with, and as usual, I'll be hosting this Thursday live meditation followed by a Q&A. As always, please let me know in the comments section where you're joining from. It's always so nice to have people represented from all around the world. We have people joining in from Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So yeah, feel free to say hello. I am in Sweden, about an hour and a half from Stockholm. And it's lovely to be with you here again, as always, on these Thursdays. Good morning if it's the beginning of your day, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome wherever you are and whatever time you're joining us here. So we have Max saying hola, hello from LinkedIn. Welcome. Carol, also on LinkedIn from California near Disneyland. Ran J says hello on LinkedIn. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Martha is in Niceville, Florida, USA, also on LinkedIn. Wonderful. So as people continue to come in, please continue to let me know where you're joining from. Today's practice, as you probably have seen from the title, is a meditation to help us turn inwards with care, just to tend to our experience of being physically, mentally, emotionally, with a sense of care and curiosity. So that's what I'll be leading us through today. And as always, everything I offer is an invitation. So if something feels too difficult to be with, please do whatever you need to ground yourself to find that sense of support from yourself, from your environment as you need to. So just checking out the comments again. Tyson says hello, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Serene, hi, I'm from Tunisia. Hello, Cherish, nice to see you again, joining on YouTube. Good day, everyone from Central Texas. Lovely to see you. Carla is in Aruba. Michelle says hello, Indiana. Blackbeer on LinkedIn says hello. Anjeza says hello from Montreal. Patricia is Lake Ronkonkoma, New York. Sorry if I didn't say that correctly. Hamna says hello from Pakistan. Lisa is in Oregon. So welcome. Nice to see both new names and familiar names. For those that are joining for the first time, we do hold these live meditations every Thursday at the same time. So it's 9 a.m. Pacific. And a colleague through Mindfulness Exercises, Sarah May, leads live meditations on Mondays at 8 a.m. Pacific. So you're welcome to join us anytime. Hello, Lackfear, Vancouver. And Sile, I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly, says evening from South Africa. Hello, and welcome. So we'll begin the practice in just a minute. And after the practice, if you're new here, we always open it up to hearing your reflections, reading your questions. So any questions or comments that come up during or after the practice, at the end of the practice, you can just type them into the comment section and I'll read through them. Hello, Ali. Good afternoon from Pennsylvania, and Boudica from Sri Lanka, both on LinkedIn as well. So welcome, everyone. So again, this will be a practice of turning inwards with care. And please do whatever you need to support yourself. You can use my words as guidance, and support yourself in any other way that you need to. But why don't we begin? So you can settle into a comfortable seated position for this practice if seated feels comfortable and accessible for you. Take a moment to make any adjustments you need to your physical posture so that you're as supported as you can be. Maybe a cushion behind your lower back, maybe wriggling side to side for a moment just to find that stable center. And when you feel as grounded in your physical posture as you can be, just gently closing your eyes or lowering your gaze. If your feet are on the floor, just feeling into that point of connection between your feet and the earth. And if you're kneeling or seated cross-legged, also just feeling into the points where your body meets the earth. Feeling your bottom supported, maybe your back supported. Just wherever you are, taking a moment to check in with that connection you have with the earth. And then check in with your breath. So, not trying to change it or deepen it or make it move in any particular way, but just noticing how the breath naturally enters and exits your body. And if it does feel natural for you, you might release a sigh on your next exhale. Just helping yourself to sink into this moment and into this practice. And tending to ourselves with care is not something that always comes easily. And so, as we begin this practice, just take a moment to set the intention to tune in with care. To treat yourself with the same care and compassion that you would treat someone you love. I intend to care for myself. And as we move through this practice, we are not here to force a sense of care and compassion, but to see if we can open to our innate capacity for self care and self compassion. So, in a moment, we'll move through the body, and I invite you to open to self care and self compassion for that physical body part, along with any emotions or thoughts that might arise as you bring your attention there. So, beginning by bringing your attention to both of your feet. You might notice pleasant, unpleasant, or even neutral sensations in your feet. And whatever is there for you, seeing if you can breathe a loving, caring breath into your feet. Or maybe feeling care from the earth rising into your feet. Words might arise spontaneously, such as thank you or I care for you. So just opening to care for your feet in any way that feels natural for you. Softening on your next breath out. And then shifting your inward looking attention to your lower legs. And breathing care into your lower legs, opening to care, welcoming care into your lower legs. Shifting into your knees and repeating in the same way. Bringing caring attention, caring curiosity to your knees. Sending them a breath of love or a whisper of thank you. Letting your awareness rise into your upper legs. And breathing a few loving breaths into your upper legs. Bringing care and curiosity to whatever your experience is of your upper legs. Be it pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. And if at any point during this practice a body part becomes too difficult to be with, you can open your eyes for a few breaths or shift your attention towards another body part where it feels easier to strengthen this sense of self-care and self-compassion. But now from your upper legs, rising into your hips, your pelvis, your lower tummy, breathing a loving, caring breath into this part of your body. And letting your attention rise higher up into your upper belly, your stomach, your lower ribs, your lower and mid back. And seeing if you can open to a greater sense of care for this midsection of your body. Using the breath to support you, almost as if you were breathing in universal care into your body, into your belly. And remembering that you can send care to all thoughts and emotions that arise during this practice as well. Now rising your awareness into your chest and your upper back. Checking in with your heart. And if it feels good for you, you can just rest a palm on your heart space. And breathing care into your heart, into your chest. Exhaling to release. Maybe sending your heart words of love. I care for you, or I support you. And you can keep your palm here on the heart or let your hand gently rest back down as you bring your awareness into your shoulders. Breathing care into your shoulders. Offering care to your shoulders, maybe by allowing them to relax a little bit more. And then welcoming this sense of care into your upper arms, into your elbows, into your lower arms, and into your hands. Letting your arms and hands rest with care. And then allowing your attention to rise back up and through your neck, front and back. Feeling a loving breath move through your neck, down and up and back out. Sensing into your mouth and your jaw. Bringing caring curiosity to this lower portion of your face. Maybe allowing them to relax. And letting your attention rise into your upper head, into your forehead and your eyes, your eyebrows, breathing love into the upper head, all the way to your crown. And sending care to your thinking mind as well. So whatever thoughts might be here, just seeing if you can soften any judgment and fill that empty space with care and curiosity. And noticing if there's any parts of you that could use your own caring touch. And bringing a warm, loving palm to that part of your body. This sense of care is not to say or to dismiss any difficulties that body part might be feeling, but it's to let ourselves know that we are here for ourselves, that we support ourselves. So seeing if you can let care and love emanate through your palm into any part of the body where your hand feels drawn. And then connecting with your breath. And let's take a few breaths, a few loving breaths. And as we exhale, sending care and compassion to everyone who is meditating together today. And as you inhale, welcoming that care from others into your body, into your mind, into your thoughts. So as you exhale, sending care out to all others on this call, to anyone in your life who might need a bit of extra care right now. And as you inhale, welcome care into your body from others. Welcome universal support. Welcome support of others into your body. And then send care back out. Take 1 or 2 more full breaths like this. And taking a moment to thank yourself for this practice, knowing that it's not always easy to hold ourselves in care. And then let your awareness drop back into those points of your body that are in contact with the seat or floor, with the earth beneath you. So taking a moment to root yourself back into your physical space. Maybe taking one clearing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then slowly in your own time, opening your eyes when you feel ready. You can take a moment just to stretch out your body, your shoulders, your legs, your hands, your back. And I would love to hear from anyone who wishes to share how that practice was for them. Um, you can just share your comments in the chat. Open to whatever your experiences might be. For some on this day, this sense of care might come quite easily, and for others, it might be more difficult. Some might experience more neutrality, whereas others might feel more extreme sensations, either on the pleasant or the unpleasant side of things. Or maybe we feel neutral in general until we reach a certain body part or until a certain emotion does arise. So whatever your experience was is how it is in this moment for you. And again, every day, every practice is different. So if you feel like sharing how it was for you today, maybe using the language of neutral, pleasant, unpleasant, or a big mix of both. Anything you'd like to share at all, no pressure, but I would love to hear from you. So we had a few more people join in as we were beginning. I'm not sure if I saw James is in Orlando. Yeah, the ones before that. Mohammed says great. Nicole says namaste from Munich. Rasu, hello Rasu in Ontario. Arun from Tamil Nadu. Like Steve says greetings from Sacramento. And then Kathy says, I love this meditation. Thank you, Kathy in California. Wonderful. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Tyson says, thank you, and then says pleasant. So some pleasant feelings coming up. It's wonderful. Paul says, thank you. Perfect for me as I recover slowly from COVID. Thank you for sharing that. And I hope your recovery goes well, even if slow, but that it's on an upward trajectory. But that's a great example of the fact that especially when we lead this practice, online, when there's so many people joining in from all over the world, we are all experiencing something completely different. Different relationships to our body, different states of health or unease in different parts of the body. So yeah, it's just always nice to remember that we all experience this completely differently. And sometimes it's more the physical body that needs our loving attention. Sometimes it's our mental, emotional, or spiritual being. Typically, all those parts of our being are intertwined, but we might find that something stands out to us more than others. So thank you for joining, Paul. And again, I hope you have a continued upward trajectory in your recovery. Judith said it was very pleasant. Thank you from the Netherlands. Wonderful. I'm glad to hear. Kathy says, absolutely beautiful meditation made me aware that I need to use more self-care in my life. Yeah. Yeah, it's self-care is available to us in all moments. We often think that self-care, or we can subconsciously think that self-care requires something big of us, or that we do something. And it does take intentional um, attention per se, but it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be some grand action. It can be simply taking the moment to check in. We can do this type of practice very quickly and very simply, just scanning the body from crown to feet or feet to crown, and just asking ourselves, inquiring with ourselves if there's some part of our body that could use our care, and how can we care for that part of ourselves through our attention alone, through the application of curiosity towards our experience, through softening, through loving touch, through offering ourselves words that we would offer to somebody else who is, maybe having a similar experience. It can be done in just a moment, just a whisper to ourselves, I'm here for you, I'm supporting you through this. Sending a loving breath into the body part that requires it, into the emotion, whatever it might be. So yeah, I'm glad that this came as a reminder for you, Kathy, to bring more self-care into your life. And yeah, may we all remember that we can do this quite simply, and it doesn't have to be a grand practice all the time. In fact, I think the more that we can weave these types of practice into our lives in small breaths, in single breaths, in a few breaths in a minute, the more sustainable it becomes, the more embodied it becomes, the easier it is for ourselves to recognize when we need a bit more care. As we tune in with the body in that mindful way, and as we do that on a more regular basis, even if only for a minute or two at a time, we strengthen that skill of being able to notice what's going on in the body, notice if some aspect of ourselves needs more self-care. So yeah, I just offer that as a reminder for all of us that we can strengthen this skill, and it doesn't need to take huge amounts of time, although longer practices, like more formal practices such as this one, can fuel us, and they absolutely do fuel us and help the brain to repattern our ways of being so that we are more self-caring. But it's good to know that this can be done in just a few minutes as well. Nicole said, was a great and very relaxing, caring, and focusing meditation. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm glad that you experienced it in that way: relaxation, care, and focus. Cherish said, giving care to my body used to be extremely difficult for me due to experiencing chronic lower back pain. As I give care, I have appreciation for all this body enables me to do. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Cherish. Yeah, especially when we are experiencing pain, it can be incredibly difficult to welcome care into our experience. And it's also important to note, for those of us that are experiencing this when we, or that are practicing this when we experience pain, is that offering care to our pain is not about trying to push it away or trying to mask it with good feelings. But it does help us to shift our relationship to the pain. So rather than being at war with ourselves and with the pain, can we be here for ourselves? Can we support ourselves through the pain? Can we acknowledge that the pain is part of humanity? Um, in fact, uh, Chris Germer has a meditation called A Break for Self-Compassion. And I think this is in Kristen Neff's work on self-compassion as well, but maybe it actually stemmed from her research, Kristen Neff. But part of self-compassion, part of these practices, and many of the practices that they lead, is recognizing that our pain, that the experience of pain, that our suffering is part of our shared humanity. And that recognition can help us to shift the way that we show up for the pain. Yeah, and then Cherish also said, as I give care, I have appreciation for all this body enables me to do. Yeah, that's why often self-care and self-compassion to me interweave so well with gratitude, to offer ourselves gratitude, or to offer a specific body part gratitude, to offer it our appreciation, is an act of care. And that's one wonderful way of strengthening our sense of self-care, by offering ourselves, our body, our mind, gratitude. Even if that body part is struggling, offering ourselves gratitude for trying its best, for learning how to heal, for trying to support us, so we can strengthen our capacity for self-care through gratitude. And of course, it's easier to offer gratitude to the pleasant sensations, pleasant experiences, and we can always begin with that, offering gratitude where it's easy to open to it, and then over time slowly extending and seeing what else we can offer our gratitude to. And Cherish then said, may we all remember that self-care is more than getting nails and pedicures done while at the spa. Self-care actually can be free, as we just practiced. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think the best way that we can care for ourselves is to care through the inner. I find there's less need for the outer expressions of self-care when we are able to self-care from within. And so we can get our nails done, we can get our pedicures, absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I think it's so crucial and so vital to establish this capacity for inner self-care, for finding and strengthening our capacity to be our own best friend, to support ourselves, to remind ourselves of the beauty of our humanity, to be there for ourselves when we are suffering in some way. And as you said, Cherish, that is absolutely free. And it can be just done in a matter of moments. So yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful reminder. Self-care comes from within. We might also find that as we tune in with care, we become more aware of what the most appropriate external forms of self-care would be for us. So, for instance, if I do this type of practice, I might become aware that my body feels really heavy. And so I can send myself that inner care, but maybe through that insight, I also realize I need to move my body. I need to practice yoga. I need to go for a run. I need to do something in the physical. Or we might become aware that maybe there's something on our hearts that needs to be expressed. And so after our practice, we turn to journaling, or to creating art to express ourselves. So I do think this inner self-care, this capacity to just close our eyes and tune in with care, enhances our ability to wisely self-care through external means, through engaging with the world in one way or another. Maybe we notice that in this kind of practice, maybe our belly is feeling unpleasant in one way or another due to maybe something that we had for lunch, and maybe after the practice we take that insight and we have a glass of water or a glass of water with lemon, maybe, to help get our stomach flowing, our digestion flowing. So that's another insight we can add to this practice is, as we're tuning in, or maybe at the end of the practice, asking ourselves, how can I bring this self-care forward as I finish this practice and enter into my life? Like, how can I continue to nurture my body, my mind, my emotions, my spirit through my engagements in the outer world? And so both of those sides of self-care, the inner and the outer, kind of work in tandem. So just another, maybe even after this practice, like taking a moment to like just close your eyes and tune in, like, how can I bring this type of care into the way that I show up in the world, going forward in the minutes and hours after this practice. And if you have any, if you want to take that time now just to close your eyes and just check in, like, how can I best serve my mind, my body, my emotions, my spirit? Once this session is finished and I move back into the rest of my life. What comes up for me personally is a strong desire to stretch my body, to be in my body, maybe to put on some music and to move my body in ways that feel nourishing. So yeah, just something to reflect on. And again, you can share in the chats if something came up for you there. Or you can bring this reflection into your day, or come back to it as you move through your day. And Cherish said, love that phrase, self-care from within. Thank you for reminding us that giving ourselves care lead us to insights to take action. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when we tune in with care, I think we naturally develop loving wisdom and just that cultivation of self-care and self-compassion in terms of an energetic experience, in terms of just like how we're relating to ourselves, will undoubtedly influence how we engage in the world. It will on its own, but of course, we can also reflect on how we want to do this, or how we intend to do this as we move forward into engagements in the day. But yeah, if there's any other questions or comments, I would love to have you share them in the chat. No pressure at all. But I do hope that practice was supportive for you. It sounds like many enjoyed it, those that shared in the chat. And I guess the only thing I'll say, if no more comments come in, is just to maybe take this practice and use this as a foundation to continue the rest of your day, whether it's morning or evening. But maybe coming back to this in the next few hours as much as you can, and just checking in and seeing where you can offer self-care and self-compassion to your physical, your mental, or your emotional experience. Cherish said, to continue self-care, I intend to pause throughout the day and ask, what am I aware of? And as I become aware, can I let it be? Beautiful. Yeah, and I love that last line, can I let it be? I think there's Jack Cornfield has a quote related to this. This idea that to let go is actually to let be. So we don't need to force difficult feelings or experiences or sensations to go, but can we let it be, and can we be with that with care, and trust that it will shift on its own. And that can be easier said than done, but it's also a more gentle and natural way to work with our experience, our difficult experiences, rather than trying to push it away. Can we trust that the energy of care and compassion and patience and whatever else we want to bring to it, insight, wisdom, meaning, whatever it might be, can we trust that that can support us and that we can support ourselves, and can we let it be? So thank you again, everybody who's here. Whether you practiced quietly or shared your reflections in the comments, it's so lovely to practice in this group like this. Again, I will be here next Thursday at the same time. I will also mention, if anybody wants to practice live in person via Zoom with me, with Sean Fargo, and with our colleague Sarah May. In a few weekends, we do have an online retreat coming up. Let me double check. I think it's July 9th and 10th. Yeah, so it's 2 weeks from this Saturday, and it's an online retreat. So we can practice live and see some of your faces live if you're interested and able to join. I'm just sharing the link. And the link is now in LinkedIn and should have gone to YouTube and Facebook as well. So yeah, maybe I'll see you there, or see you in our online community space. Mindfulnessexercises.com/community is our online forum if you want to chat and share your written reflections there. And yeah, Lesbia said, thanks for helping us to create peace inside on this time. Yeah, absolutely. You're most welcome. Thank you for joining. Cherish, you're amazing, Gillian. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. Many blessings to you and everyone else. Thank you so much, Cherish. Thank you all for joining, and I wish you a lovely rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is for you. And perhaps I'll see you next week or at some other time, some other place. But I wish you all well, and may we bring this sense of caring presence with us into the rest of the day. So thank you again, and take care.